Hey, this is Foxy Cheating Tales, and today I've got a story about a neighbor who thought he could get away with anything, but he clearly messed with the wrong person. My closet-quitting neighbor who smokes. My street is usually quiet. We mostly all own our houses except for the odd one in each street that is a rental. Due to the area improving, we don't have the usual trouble that used to occur. But there are those moments that make things annoying and unpleasant. And the new renter directly across the road from me became one of those unpleasant things that needed to be weeded out. My house is on a slight decline, living on the low side of the street, so my driveway slopes down to my garage. And from the other side, if you sat down there, you're invisible to the prying eyes of the houses on the opposite side. So recently I started finding cigarette butts around where I place my bins. No biggie, I just started tossing them into it and pondered, who the fuck has been smoking here? Few days go by, and if I was not at work and on a day off cleaning in the garage, sometimes I would notice my neighbor from across the street pop up on the top end of my driveway, then turn about. This struck me as a little odd. This kept up, and I just kept putting the stray butts in the bin. But it annoyed me. Why smoke here and flick them to the bin? It's less than 2 meters from the bin. So I had a chat with the wife. Had she noticed anyone doing this? Despite the obvious disturbed look she gave me, she had no clue. Knew it wasn't anyone here in my house. It's now just the two of us and 8 cats and 2 dogs. They lack opposable thumbs to operate a lighter, so option B set up a wireless camera with motion detection and installed the app on my phone. To alert me, this was possibly one of the better ideas for the day. Man flu that day. Upon looking at the most security cameras that were available, we settled on Eufy. Nice little buggers, easy to set up, battery operated and last for ages. Waterproof to boot, so I hid that little fucker under the roof, pointing at the gap in the shed door, and it had just enough room to peek at the driveway and bins. Think corner of a square hole with a round peg in it. Nice big gap to see through. It didn't take long to find where the butts were coming from. The next bloody day he got caught, brazen as fuck. The asshat swaggers down my driveway, puts his arse in park on it, and lights one up. Less than 2 fucking meters from the bins. He smokes that ciggy dry and flicks it at my bins and wanders back to his nest. That, brazen, fucking, littering, cunt bag. Had to do something, but first I have to give him a chance. So the next roster day I had off, I synced it with his smoking habit, and I waited for the ping from the app. Sure enough, there he was, on rinse and repeat mode, not wanting to risk startling him and have him scatter like the cockroach he was. I went out the back door and round the side of the house and out towards the front. As I approached, he had just finished up, flicked the butt at the bins and stood up. As he turned around to find me, the proverbial deer in headlights, as he spotted me, does not quite cover it. What felt like an eternity after he just processed he got busted. "What the fuck you want?" escaped his lips. I just asked. "Mate, if you're going to do that, at least smother the butt and put it in the bin." All this bogan trash could reply with was, "You don't own this part of the strip, council does, and you can't make me do shit." Thinking he has won the Olympic gold medal for being a cunt, he shoves past me, walks across the road, and returns to his nest. No fucker, no medal for you. Game fucking on. So that camera, by Eufy, it supports dumping events to a NAS network address storage. Files get time and date stamped. Every time this prick went out to smoke, it secretly took his photo. Smoking and flicking the butt at the bin, all I had to do was buy bulk Ziploc bags and just dump the butts in them and write the time and date on them. If they wanted evidence, so be it, they can have it. This is what I did for a year: collect his butts, write the time and date on the bag, and show it to the camera for authenticity, and leave. So many butts. I wanted this. He wanted this. Who was I to deny him? 365 days in a year. Could I make it that far? The box was just about full of butts and bags, and it's only day 345. It's so close. But the stench, I had to do it. So I boiled the kettle and made a thermos of coffee. If I have to get up during the reporting of this, it's to pee, and I am not going to do the neckbeard bottle piss. That's just gross. So I sorted through the photos on the NAS drive and started prepping for the reporting. Report a tosser. Brilliant website branding. Used it a couple of times before, and it took a few minutes to make a post last time. So logged in and started, each one by one of 3:45, but it had to be done, one after one after one, the cycle repeated. 200 to go, 100 to go, 50 on the home stretch now. Was that enough? Fuck no. The image of his Olympic gold medal had to be reduced to ashes. He was not going to get away with this. Carpal tunnel be damned. It had to be done. Finally, after the last 50 were done, I felt euphoric, exhausted, and damned proud of myself. So I went to crash in bed. Or so I thought. Ping. Piff. My phone just got an email. Ping. Gin. Again. Ping. Fuck me as a Reddit post going viral. Ping. Oh, it's an email from Report a Tosser confirming the reports. Each one individually like I did. Ping. Is this automated or is some poor human? Sorry, whomever that was. The only casualty in this strike was meant to be my neighbor. Ping FFS. Coming from Android. That little DND switch on an iPhone is awesome. It took a few days, but one day I got the hint something was going down. First he got a letterbox stuffed with mail. That's weird. The next day was some angry noises coming from the house, like real loud. It sounded like a huge blow-up between him and his missus. Thankfully, someone who lived next to him called the police. That shut them up for a bit, and then the notice. WTF. What did I do? Oh, they are sending a request for the box of butts. Okay, post them off and be done with it. The final day, I thought I was having a stroke. This can't be real. I have never seen him in a fucking suit. Oh yeah, legal. They wanted the butts. He took the go to court option. Now on the website it specified $250 for an individual per offense. But I had no clue to, 345 offenses. Well, let's just say he left for the day and did not return. But eventually a moving truck turned up and out came the internals of the house. TV, fridge, sofa, bed, angry-looking woman, crying kids. Okay, I feel a little bad for them, but considering who spawned them, not so much an ounce of regret. Eventually, I found out that he took a plea for community service and a whopping fine over jail time, upon which his wife left him. So does, for better or worse, not mean anything. But considering what she had, it was probably for the better. And any interaction I had with her was far better than her gold medalist. But that was all I could gather. He's having to burn the candle at both ends for both the fine, community service, and child support. Godspeed, my rotten bogan. Godspeed and good riddance, you cunt. And that's how this neighbor learned a hard lesson. Actions have consequences, and sometimes all it takes is a little patience and the right strategy to make things right. What would you have done in this situation? Let me know in the comments.